All I can do is paint. Whatever. I'm gonna be a new bitch this summer. Just wait and see. I'm so happy. Life is fun. Thank you, world. I want to live in a world where I believe that miracles happen all the time. And maybe my idea of the best outcome isn't actually the best outcome for me. So.
I'm just trying to build my factory full of all my artwork and my ideas and my paintings. But every time you let someone in, they take away the energy. They take away the energy from the assembly line.
Yeah, but I don't know what that means. Hello, my loves. We're back in Paris, and it's been a little bit of a whirlwind since I've gotten back, because the day after I got back from New York, my parents flew in, and my parents are visiting me for 2 weeks.
What's that, Nick?
Cobblestone
Oh, I
streets
love
everywhere.
cobblestone streets. That is great. Like your place. So you got the candelabra going.
Which is fun because I feel like when you live in a big city and you have people visiting you, you get to see the city through their eyes. And it just reminds me how happy I am to be here. Like, I feel like the little home I created, I'm just so grateful for it. And then there was the Fête de la Musique this week, and yeah, that was kind of crazy because I don't know if you guys have been following along, but like the Fête de la Musique is like once a year. There's this big party in the streets of Paris with a lot of music, but this year there were so many people. So I just tried to stay around my neighborhood. But yeah, we are the Monday following, and then I leave to Switzerland next week. So I'm really trying, what I want us to do this Monday is get back into a routine, because I feel like I'm somebody that, as creative as I am and as much as I love doing different things, I need a list. I'm a list bitch. I need structure, otherwise I feel like I'm just floating. And I've also been feeling a little bit frustrated these last few weeks because I haven't been able to drop into like that creative experimental zone. And when I do like my weekly check-ins, like how I feel, I always notice that I feel the best when I'm in like a state of experimentation. And I feel like that's time that you have to schedule in. So while I was in New York, I got this journal, and I'm going to use it only to track my creative progress. I hate the word progress because it makes it seem like yeah, it's making it seem more like work, but just I want to track like my creative projects. I made a list of all the projects and fun things that I wanted to do this summer. For example, I've been really wanting to make merch. I've been wanting to like have a painting practice, like a consistent painting practice. Actually, since the beginning of the year, I've been wanting to have a consistent painting practice. And I want to I want to get back into posting on like TikTok and Instagram. I want to finish my book in August. Yeah, I really realized when I was in New York, and I talked about this in the video a lot, is wanting to create the most dominant relationship with myself and feeling good. And I know for me, in order to feel good, I need to feel like I'm not losing control in a sense. For example, with administration stuff, you know, like having to do all the paperwork for my business, like it's not the funnest thing to do, but it is necessary. And so what I'm gonna do today, I think, is do like the most important paperwork stuff first to get that shit out of the way. And then I'm going to sort of plan out daily what the goals are. And I'm not going to make them outcome based. Like, for example, I said I want to finish my book, but I don't think that's a good goal. I think a better goal is to say I'm going to block out this much time to work on it, and then it'll take the time that it takes, you know? And I think it's the same with painting. It's like a practice, a consistent practice isn't about like finishing things. It's about working on things for a specific amount of time every day. And I actually do the same for my YouTube channel, where I don't say like I need to finish the video today. I just say this is the amount of time I'm allotting for this in a day. Like I'll put on a timer and I'll be like, let's edit for 30 minutes. And oftentimes, because there's not that pressure, I'll be able to finish it. So I think as creatives, doing it that way, creating a practice instead of so much pressure on outcomes, makes it much more enjoyable. I think that's the hard part and the challenge that I faced with working from home, is a lot of times you wake up and like there's not someone telling you what to do, and obviously that's the goal, that's the dream life, but you do have to keep yourself in check and be your own motivator. So yeah, on my to-do list today, I need to check in with your staff, which is like when you are an artist, you have to declare every few months. So I need to make sure that's all right. I sent them a check, so I need to make sure that went through. I need to record a Patreon podcast. I don't talk about it a lot on here because I just forget, but I do have a Patreon where I do extra content. And then I think for today, I'm gonna dye my hair, gonna do my roots, and then I am gonna get my book out and see where I'm at with that, and then set a certain time to work on that today. This morning, I went and I visited some art studios because I really would like to have a place to work separately, and I've honestly been without a studio for like almost 2 years, which is the longest I've ever been without having a designated working space. So we'll see with that. It's also a budget, you know, like, but I also think, and I was telling my friend this the other day, that I think that like we all have this scarcity mindset around money, but in my experience, for example, if I was paying an extra rent on an art studio, that would just force me to expand in the sense of like I would make more art and sell more art. So I feel like it evens out, and I feel like the universe is always expanding in correlation to your dreams and what you think is possible. For example, like even when I first visited this apartment, like I thought it was way out of my budget, but I was able to negotiate it a lot. And so yeah, I feel like it's not our job to figure out how things are going to work out. I feel like it's just our job to figure out what we want. For example, I've recently, instead of scrolling when I feel like bored, I've been going on Pinterest and creating my next vision board, you know, and like taking that energy and putting it towards that. And yeah, so I just wanted to share with you where I'm at this morning. I think it's really easy as well when you're traveling to follow out of routine, so I want to get back in the groove. And I wanted to start the vlog here. I hope everyone's doing good. And let's just motivate ourselves. A few affirmations this morning. My favorite recently, as you guys know, is God wants me to be successful. I feel like that takes off so much pressure on anything that you're going through, because it just reminds you that if you're going through an obstacle, if you're going through anything, it's either a lesson or a blessing. I love that one. I also love I'm responsible for how I feel, because I think it's very easy to put our feelings on our outside circumstances, but I think we have to remember that like the feeling is the journey and the journey is the destination, you know what I mean? Like I want to be able to find peace in the day-to-day, and then that's already like richness to me. Like I've never been somebody that's like had materialistic goals. I think because for me, I've always realized that like, you know, when you look back at your life, it's the relationships that matter. And I think I've always been a very independent person, and my creativity has taken the forefront. But I think that it's about finding balance, you know? Anyway, enough babbling from me. I'm going to do the annoying part of my work, and then we're gonna do the fun stuff. Yay! Yay us! I did all of my administrative work this morning. I got a present for my sister for her birthday. I really like introducing words into my art recently. Like I used to be someone where before I would paint something, I'd collage it and try to make it look really more realistic. And now I feel like feeling has become so much more important to me. It says, I'm so happy, life is fun, thank you world. Because we're so grateful to be alive every day. I'm here because I want to connect to other people. I'm not here because I want to be perfect. I talked about this when I do my concert. Like, we're not seeking perfection, we're seeking connection. You know what I'm saying, girl? Okay.